Today we're going to focus on the basic job entry screen, which is going to be used by all the job managers. We're going to start off in calendar view. The calendars are used extensively throughout Free Flight. They're used in the office, where we can take a close look at all the trial lessons that are booked on and the courses that are booked on. They're used by the secretary, who records all of the winter lectures and the committee meetings, etc. It is the most efficient way of handling time-based data. For those that don't like using calendars, however, there's always the other option of using the lists, which you can find under the jobs menu. You can quickly pull up current jobs, we can pull up completed jobs, and we can start a new job. So you're not tied to the calendar. I would ask you to do, however, consider using it, because it will save you an awful lot of time. Let's explain what I mean now. We want to start a new job. It's a time dependent job. It needs to be done on a certain day, we hope, weather permitting. So I'm going to quickly go to February, and on Saturday in February the 1st, I want to type in a new job. All I need to do is go to the empty space on the calendar, click on it, and it will bring up the job form. Now, in the early stages, this is the only form you're going to have to learn to use. It's not onerous, and there's very little information you need to put in. First of all, we need a job name, so it's going to be, bear with me 1 second, DRIG JRJ for annual inspection. Sorry about that. You, of course, will, unless you're using a Mac, you'll have to type, but I just needed to save a bit of time. Okay, you'll notice that the start time date has been set in for you already, because you clicked on that space on the calendar, and I'm going to set the start time, give people time to get through the briefing and have their coffees at 11 o'clock. And we'll say it's going to take 2 hours. It probably won't, but we'll just do that for ease of use. On that page, that's all you need to do. If you want to set it as a different priority, you can do, entirely up to you. And the only thing you need to do now is specify how many people you think will be needed to do the job. Let's say 5. The other thing you need to do is key in the job notes, and in this one it'll be very easy. And again, I'll just save myself a bit of time. Volunteers, well, we don't know if we've got any yet, and resources, we'll leave that alone for now. So that's all you need to do with the form. Fill in the top sheet, start time, the number of hours, the end time will be filled in automatically once you've hit the create button, which I'm going to do now, and there it is in the calendar. Now, the one big advantage of using the calendar is when we get a snafu situation, which for those that don't know means situation normal all fouled up. I had to save myself then. Then there are lots of reasons why we need to change things around. The club could become snowbound or fogbound or rainbound. Anything that stops members turning up on the day we want to do it. Well, okay, not a problem. Just go to it in the calendar, hold your mouse button on it, drag it down to a new day. Dead easy, easy peasy. The simplest way of doing things. Saves having to bring a form up and retype it. Just to show you what's happened, I will bring the form up, and you will see that the date has changed, the time has remained the same, the finish time has remained the same. Everything else is still there. All you've done is dragged and dropped it around the calendar. And I'll just do it again for good measure. Hold my mouse button on it, move it to a new date, release the mouse button. Drag and drop. Very, very easy. Okay, but just for the sake of everybody's use, I'm going to put another job in now via the standard traditional method. I'm going to go to a menu item, and this time I'm going to put a job which is not time critical in. In other words, it's a job that needs doing around the club. We don't particularly care when it happens, we just want a volunteer to do it. So we click on jobs. We click on new jobs. There is a way of doing this from the calendar, by the way. I'll show you in a second. Click on new job. This brings information in, but unlike the other way, it doesn't bring a start time in because we've asked that we've not come from the calendar. So let's just make something up. Job notes, you can add some job notes if you want. If you don't want to add any job notes, again, just put a number of hours in you expect job to take, 2 hours. Click on create. The job's done. Now, unlike the others, because we haven't set a start date, it will not appear in the calendar. So there are occasions when you do need to look at the jobs list, and that occasion is now. So just look on current jobs and you'll see the ones that I've just put in are in there. You'll also notice that they're blue. That's because the system is recognized. When I put those jobs in, it automatically logged me as the manager, and because it now recognizes that I am looking at the list, it says these are your jobs, Morris. They're the ones in blue. The ones in black are that have been put in by other people. So literally, that is all there is to it. Forget the project calendar, forget the resources calendar, forget the result. Oh, that's the list I'm looking at the moment. Don't forget that. That's all you need to learn. You can review this video as often as you like. It really is that simple. That's all for this lesson. In the next lesson, we'll focus on what the member sees when they log into their members admin. All for now. Cheers.